Greetings, everyone. This is Wolf here, back with another fantastic episode of Minecraft. How's everyone doing? As you can tell, we're not at my base or at the community area, but we're at somebody else's base.
Is it coming?
Uh-oh.
Is it coming?
Uh-oh, wait. Do I have to get ready?
Here I am!
As you can tell, everybody, we're over here at Dutchess's place. She originally was trying to set up over by the root forest at the community area, the spawn community area, and one of our younger children kind of set up shop next to her as well. So we found her a new location. Believe it or not, this is a fairly large, almost flat island. I know it looks like it's a peninsula, if my mouth can work, connected to this mountain range here, but believe it or not, there actually is a river that cuts it off, so it actually creates this as a island. Nice little feature for her. And we set up shop for her, and we got her all her basic supplies. We got her a starter farm and everything going. It's not getting the tree when it grows. So we set her up, and she has an idea of what we're going to do up top here, but that's not what we're here to do today. I'm here to set her up with a couple of quick other farms. One which is a simple, easy, old-school smelter, which everyone should pretty much know how to make at this point. I'm going to set her up with a charcoal machine because, as you can tell, there's no torches here, and this place becomes a mob farm like you wouldn't believe. It gets pretty deadly here. So I'm going to set her up with a charcoal machine, and she also keeps coming over to my place to borrow my XP farm. So she wants her own. And apparently she has a zombie spawner, so we can actually set her up with one of those. So that's what we're going to be working on in this episode. So let's get it going. Alright, everybody, here we are. We're underground. Her island base is kind of up there. And this is her temporary storage area. So, I'm going to quickly set her up with old school smelter system. Alright, let's fill that in there. So we're going to be stealing some of her supplies. I already started working on
as usual. When doesn't he steal supplies on me? I steal them on him too, so.
Alright, let's get grab some cobblestone here. Okay, let's get the furnace. We're going to need okay. Let's do a stack.
Be right back.
Okay.
I'm going down blue.
Oh boy.
I'm going down yonder.
Does that mean we're in trouble?
Yes.
Figures. Alright. Come on. Give me. There we go. Now, any of you guys should pretty much know this is the most simplest smelter that we make in Minecraft. All it is you're going to have a furnace, and underneath the furnace, you're going to have a hopper that goes into a chest. And what that does is when it smelts or cooks or whatever you want to call it, it comes into this box right here, which is the output box. The hopper will take it out of here and store it into the chest. All right. Now, that's the most basic, simple smelting furnace that you can create, because all you need to do is then put in your charcoal, your coal, lava, whatever will burn as your fuel source goes here, and of course your whatever you're smelting, cooking goes up in the top one. But to help with that, we excuse me, got a little bit of frog in my throat. We're all a little sick here, guys, so you have to deal with us being a little froggy today. So we're going to shift click onto the side of the furnace, and then we're going to shift click on top of the furnace to put a hopper. Now this one is for placing in multiple fuel sources. All right, so that hopper will feed this slot here. The top one here is for the items to be smelted or cooked, and that'll go and put the items for cooking and stuff in here automatically. All right, so let's see. I put one there, and we put one there, and we put one there, and there we go. Okay, that is your most basic smelting system that's been in Minecraft for since we've had hoppers. It's simple, it's nice, easy. Bing bang, it's done. And now what we'll do is we'll go get her. She's got a bunch of lava down in where she's mining,
Yeah.
and so we can start using that. And a bucket of lava still cooks 100 items per bucket. All right, so she can start using that now. Next thing we're going to put up there is we're going to do the charcoal machine. So we can get her going. I believe we're going to probably dig out that area right there, and then we'll start setting it up. All right, guys? So we'll dig that out, and we'll be right back. All right, we got the area dug out. I got a floor set up. So let's get her set up with a charcoal machine. Okay. Now, building the auto charcoal machine is there's actually 2 seconds to this. You have the basic machine itself, which does not change no matter what you do. And to make that component, you need 2 droppers. All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to set it so that the droppers face upwards. So you're going to place it so that the little hole where it shoots the things out of the hopper, so it faces upwards, just like that, on top of each other. All right?
Wait, I want to see the little hole.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Yep.
Yep.
And when you're placing it, don't forget you have to shift click the second dropper, otherwise you'll go into the inventory. Okay. All right. Now what we're going to do there is now we need to make put the items that go into the dropper. So how we're going to do that is we're going to use hoppers. So we're going to face a hopper into the bottom dropper like that. So the little nozzle goes into the dropper.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then we're going to chain the hopper with a second one so that the hopper goes into the first hopper, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now on that second hopper is where we're going to put our furnace. Don't forget the shift click. All right. See that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now what's going to happen is when the charcoal is produced, that hopper will pull it out of the furnace, go daisy chain into this hopper chain, and send it into this dropper. And then of course we'll create a redstone component. We'll still send it from this dropper to this dropper, and then it'll go into a double chest which sits on top of the droppers like that. Okay. Now to get the charcoal to go from the chest to the furnace so it refuels itself, what you're going to do is you're going to put a hopper from underneath the chest into the furnace just like so. And that will create a looping system so that when you create charcoal, it'll fuel itself. All right?
Okay.
All right, now, that component right there, that's part 1. That never changes. All right? What changes is there's different circuitries that I've used and come up with. You have the original, which still works, and then, of course, some other ones that I've done. I'll set you up with this one, okay? What you're going to want to do... What's that?
I said it works for me.
Yeah. All right, what you're going to want to do is you're going to take a comparator and bring it out of the bottom dropper here. And what it's going to do is it's going to compare. There's a value out of the dropper. Right now, there's no value, so it's not lit up, as you can see, right? I'm going to put in something and show you. I'll put one item in, and that will show now that there's a value in that dropper. So it's going to compare, okay, I have something to compare to. And it's going to give you a signal strength of 1 out of that. See how the redstone is barely lit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I put another redstone here, it won't be lit at all. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then what we're going to want to do, give me back I need that. Give me that. So we're going to take, like I said, this is where a lot of it changes. There's different ways of doing this circuit. All right, I'm going to show you the most easy one for you. So then we're going to take this repeater and face it out of the comparator, like so. And I'm going to set that 2-tick delay. Okay?
Okay.
And then what we're going to do from there is we're going to take redstone, wrap it around to the comparator. So what that will do is when this dropper gets something in there, it's going to say, okay, I have a value to compare, which is why we call it a comparator. It's going to send out a signal strength. This signal strength will, with the repeater, will be boosted to a level 15. So it'll come out, so it'll be 15, 14, 13, 12. So it'll show that there's a difference. So since there's a difference, something's going to take place. Okay.
Okay.
So now what we need to do, oops, is we need to move the torch, is tell this system here, give me torches, torchify, there we go, to send the items up. All right, so let's test this real quick. Let's take, let's take 3, no, we'll do 4. Okay, so now, you see what's happening? Okay, nothing in the dropper. One will stay in here because of the way this system is set up, which is fine. Just leave it in there, don't worry about it. But the rest, well, actually, the rest will be over here. Will be in here, but since it's not something that can cook, it stays in the hopper. All right, and that's it. That's one of the most basic ways of setting up the circuit. There's, like I said, there's other ways of doing it, much easier ways, much complicated
Now,
ways. Yeah, go ahead.
I put it in the hopper or put it in the furnace?
What's that?
Whatever I put in.
Well, this is just a charcoal machine, so the only thing you put in here are logs. All right,
Oh, I understand that, but where do I put them in?
here, I will give me one quick second. I will
Okay.
show you because I will add something to help you with that. I do need that though because I'm not tall enough. I mean, I'm tall in real life, kind of. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to take it at. See that chest right there?
Uh-huh.
That's what you put in.
Okay.
Okay, and then anytime you need charcoal, you have to get the system up and running, so it has to fill up the furnace and then these 5 slots, and then eventually you'll just take out the extra charcoal you make that'll be in this large chest.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's get this going. Oh, wait.
I don't have any. I don't have it.
Where did it? Oh, here it is. Haha. Okay, so give me 1 piece of your charcoal. And let's do 1 simple thing. Okay, so I'm going to start that off with regular coal. I'm going to take 8 spruce logs, and we're going to convert that over. And we're going to watch paint dry. So what's going to happen now is that log is going to convert over to charcoal. It's going to go through the system and come back into the furnace. Give it a second, because you remember that one stays in the top dropper. There it is. And now the system is refueling itself. All right? Get that out of there. And that's it. You now have a charcoal machine. Nice and quiet. Doesn't do anything. And yes, I probably should put another dropper on there for her. And that's it. That's the charcoal machine. All right, guys? So we got her a simple smelter system and a charcoal machine so she can torchify her place and no longer have to deal with mobs. And, of course, have a fuel source. All right. That's the early part of the episode. Now the next part is the spawner.
Woohoo!
We'll meet you over there by the spawner, guys.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Here we are over at the spawner, and you can see him doing his little thing. Dance, dance, dance. Anyway, okay. Well, we're definitely on the ground. That's for sure. Now, the first thing we have to do is we got to dig this out. And the thing we need to do is we have to be, well, don't have to be. We'd like to be. It's a minimum of 4 blocks out before we actually have a wall. So you count out 4 blocks from the spawner itself. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on each of the 4 directions. But I always go 5 because I always build a wall around it. All right. So we're going to cut out the walls. I'm going to dig down about probably 3 or 4 blocks underneath the spawner. You only really need 2, but sometimes I do 3. But I do anywhere from 3 to 5. And we got to, dig out the ceiling and get everything replaced. So we're going to dig this out and we'll show you what we have coming up next. All right, guys? And we'll be back in a moment once that's all done. All right, everybody. We've got some of it dug out. What I wanted to show you real quick is starting to get some of the place of the blocks and stuff like that before we start digging out the bottom. Alright. Now, I'm going to set this up so she's able to turn the system on and off so it's not always functional. Alright. So what we're doing is, I'm going to put in redstone lamps that can be turned on and off. I've already set up the ceiling grid so that the blocks are 4 out from the spawner. Alright, so we're going to place a dead block on top of the spawner for right now. And then you count 4 from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in all 4 directions. And then the 5th block out is where the wall of the mob farm will be. All right, so that's what this grid represents. Now what we're going to do is the way to stop mobs from spawning in on top of the spawner is placing blocks on top of it, such as like a half slab or something. But the thing is they can form above it. So what I like to do is I put a full block here, and then I put 2 redstone lamps here, which will actually function as a light source that'll flood down towards the spawner to help deactivate the spawner. And it'll be redstone on top of the ceiling. Okay, so now to get the lamps in the ceiling, what you want to do is in each corner is go over by 1 block. Okay, I'm using these fancy blocks to show you where to place the redstone lamps. So you're going to do a box like this and a redstone lamp in the middle. Alright, so that's going to go for each of the corners. And then what you're then going to do is you're going to come straight out from the spawner itself, and where the wall is going to be is where your next redstone lamp is going to be. And so what it's going to look like is you're going to have 4 in each of the ceiling and 4 on each side of the spawner. And what this will do between the 4 in the ceiling, the 4 on the sides, and the 2 right here, it will completely deactivate any spawning inside the mob farm. Okay? And of course we got to hook this all up with redstone. Alright, so we're going to get the rest of these walls in, get the rest of the digging out, and then we'll be back with the next part of this build. Alright everybody, we managed to get the room all dug out. And of course we got the stone brick in. This is to show you what we built. Alright, so we've got the 3 levels above the spawner. And now technically you only need 2 below it. Right, but I went down 4. That ensures that we get the zombies out of the spawning area so that the potential algorithm has for spawning more zombies that much quicker. Doesn't always guarantee it's going to happen, but you know, by dropping the floor a little bit extra, you give that algorithm a slightly higher chance of spawning more zombies for you, or at least a little quicker. All right, so basically you have a 9 by 9 room, you know, in this directions, and of course what we have here. Now I'm gonna put in a elevator and a dropper chute for her. So on the 9th one, we're going to leave this line here open because I have to actually make a trench here, which the zombies are going to fall into. That will eventually go into the elevator and then, of course, down the drop chute. All right, now we're going to work on the redstone components to get these lamps working. So let's go do that real quick. Let's get up here. And I already preset this colored stone down here to show you where the redstone components will be going. The front of the spawner for her is going to be right here. All right, that shaft for dropping the zombies is in the back part of this. All right, so for now we're going to take a lever and put it right here on this stone. Now right behind this stone here is the first redstone lamp. All right, now by turning this on, that's powering this block, which is now powering that redstone lamp. Let's go over here. One too many. Okay, if you come in here, you can see. Now I see that redstone lamp is turned on. Okay, and in fact, we don't technically need that torch there anymore. Okay, but we need to get the other ones lit up. Now the good thing about this is since this block here is powered, it's going to send out a signal strength of 15, so we can go 15 blocks in both directions, which is good because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks to go to power the next block. Now this redstone lamp is now powered because it's going in here and powering this block here. So we do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to come over this way and do the same thing. Now we have 3 of those redstone lamps lit up. Now, if you're wondering why I have all these torches around, it's because I'm trying to help with the lag. The redstone lighting has a tendency of creating lag, and by lighting up the redstone areas well enough, this flickering on and off when you turn it on and off helps with any. When you get to much bigger redstone builds and stuff, you'll see, you'll actually see what I'm talking about there. All right, now the thing is though, if I put a piece of redstone here at this block, the reason I'm doing this side is because because the zombies are going to be going up over there, so I need to leave that blank. Notice the redstone dust is not powered. Okay, so that's going to be a problem. Well, not really. So I'm going to bring this line over to this block here, but in order to send the power from this block into that line, we need this repeater. We put a repeater facing out of this block into that redstone line, and it powers the line. All good?
Ooh.
And as you can see, now we have, let me get these torches out of here, the four bottom lamps lit. Now we need to get the ceiling lit. That's easy enough to do. Ready? And what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to where that lever is. We're going to take redstone torches. Right? We're going to put a redstone torch here on top of this. And what's going to happen is it's going to turn off because this redstone lever is powering the block. So to depower that redstone torch, which is exactly what we want. Now, there's going to be a block on top of that torch. You're going to take another redstone torch and put it on top of the block, on top of the redstone torch, just like that. That will remain on. Reason being is because since that torch is turned off, this block is not powered. Therefore, it won't depower this torch. Now that this torch is on, this block is now powered. All good?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's get to the ceiling. Alright, now, the last components we have are the 4 top corner ones and the 2 spawner ones. This is going to be the easy part. Now remember, we said that this block here was powered, so by putting a piece of dust on it, it gets powered. And since it's powering that block, that's a full strength power coming out. So we can have up to 15 dust here, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the middle, and that powers that redstone lamp, and it'll bug power the next one underneath it. So those 2 redstone lamps are now officially lit. All right. And if we continue this line up to the top here, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's only 12 from there. And we power this block right here, and that's next to the redstone lamp. It'll power that redstone lamp. Okay. So essentially what we're doing is we're creating an H. Like that. And now the entire ceiling is lit up. Alright. Oh, by the way, if you put the torches in this formation, that means this entire ceiling is not spawnable. Alright. So put a torch on each of the redstone lamps and then put one on each side of this, and then this whole roof section becomes unspawnable. Alright, so let's go check out the redstone lamps. And take a look. As you can see, they're all lit up. Now we can leave that running so we can get rid of these torches. There. And we won't get anything spawning in. Okay. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is we need to create the area where these guys are going to fall into and then go up. So let's get busy. So we've got to come down here a little bit. Yeah, we hear the zombies. Just different ways of doing this.
Duh.
Blah.
Nothing. I lost myself.
Oh, did you? Okay. You can actually drop them even further down if you want, but this works for me. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up 2 blocks here. Then I'm going to create a floor here. I'm going to go underneath the wall. These sound awfully close. Alright, here's where the wall is. Here's where the elevator is going to go. It's going to go up this way. Okay? And then what I'm going to do here, you know what, you can use regular blocks here, but I like to use this little component right here. Which now that Mojang listened to us for once and allowed us to create packed ice, I'm going to put some packed ice here. Alright, so I'm going to put the... Now this is where it gets a little tricky. Oh, I need that soul sand block. Because we're going to use a water elevator. So give me that. I'm also going to need a stone wall. Give me that. Alright, so this is where the elevator is going to be. Good. Okay, so that's where the elevator is going to be. And then I'm going to want... Here, let me do this. I like doing this, so I know exactly where everything is. Okay. So then we're going to take a stone wall. Alright, so basically I'm going to put down the packed ice here. I'm going to put a stone wall here. Oops, just one. Stone wall there. I'm sorry about the glitch there. Alright. We're going to leave that space there. We stone. You're going to go here. You're going to go here. Sorry, I meant to leave that there like that. And actually, let's turn you into... I think... Will that join? I gotta remember. Yeah, it does. Good. That's what we want. And then I need a hole here. Come on. Okay. So this will... The reason I'm doing all this change is so that we don't accidentally break into the system. And it shows her where, you know, where the blocks need to be placed as far as what needs to be done. Okay. Let's get this as a drop shoot area. Going up. Alright, I gotta find that zombie and kill it.
Okay, I'll allow you to.
Okay. Yeah. Gravel, go away.
Ah!
Oh, what was that?
I got beaten up.
Am I being attacked? Yeah, I'm being shot by stone. There you are.
Yeah, he fell down the hole. He hit me and then he got you.
Apparently. I was gonna say I'm being attacked by something.
Yeah, somehow a skeleton came down.
Dropped his bow and everything. Huh. Okay. Put you back. Okay, now. The only problem with this is the water will flow backwards, so we actually need to make a couple signs, or we can make wait, I need
Not to choke to death.
actually, okay, so okay, yep, two. Two. Alright, as the water flow comes down.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Okay. And what that will do is the water elevator that'll be here will stay right in this and won't backflow. And this little setup will help create a water flow situation that will help push the mob into the elevator. When we get the water and stuff in place, we'll show you that action. All right, so let's get the rest of this dug out and get the drop chutes put in place, and then we'll be back to show you the completed spawner. Be right back. All right, guys, we managed to get an elevator chute and a drop chute hopefully in place if we did it right. Now what we need to do is we got to get the water in place. To get a bubble elevator working, it actually has to have water source blocks in every single block that it goes up for. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out a decent block for right now, and we'll put in a temporary block for now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a bucket of water, and we're going to fill it in somewhere. Okay. It's going to come down now. See, these open gates will prevent that water from backflowing down into this section, which is exactly what we want. Now, there's only one problem. This is all flowing water, and there's only one water source block where that bucket of water went. So to make it a source block, all you got to do is put down a piece of kelp on each and every area where the water is placed, just like so. And then what you want to do, keep going up so you don't run out of air unless you have like some kind of water breathing, is then you just place another water bucket somewhere, like one down, and then you just keep doing this with the kelp all the way up to the top, and that's it. Alright, so I'm going to do this all the way up to the top, and then we'll be back and test out. We also have to get water sources in here as well, alright? So we'll get the water source there, and we'll get it in here, and then we'll test it. And then we're done. We'll be back. Alright everybody, I have the water blocks in place. Now, we have a water source without bubbles, and we have a huge kelp line. Best way to get rid of it is you take your temporary block and break it, because that breaks all of it. Just like so. Bring that block back. And if it blows up, no big deal, because you have it'll collect on the other side. Put your soul sand back into place, and look at that. Instant bubbles. Okay? Now, let's get the rest of this in place. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to push the zombies through this trough down into that elevator. So what we're going to do is going to put a bucket of water right here. Alright, that's going to push them. So, say I'm a zombie, I'll come over here. Now, I'm not going to move the zombies move a little bit quicker. So I'm going to be pushed over here. I can make sure I don't go up, though. And what'll happen is they'll drop down, but this half step you get from this wall here will push them up a little bit. And then I'll push them into the bubble stream. As you can see, I'm kind of getting pushed a little bit real quick with that, so I don't want to get myself trapped in there. Alright, and then that air block gap there is helping to pull it, and then they go all the way up, alright?
Gotcha.
Okay, now we got to push them from the floor here, so I need one more extra bucket of water here. Give me a second. So let's get the floor water going. So what we got to do is we take these torches out.
Oops.
No big deal.
That torch went up and out.
Did it? Okay. So what you want to do is you place one water bucket there in the corner. Count over 2 blocks. 1, 2. So you have 3 sources of water here now. Take from the middle and just move over again. And this creates all water sources along the wall like this. Until you have one line of water source blocks going across here, which will reach 8 full blocks, which is the edge here, and which will push them over into there.
Actually,
right?
I don't think the torch went in up.
No big deal. Okay.
Nope, no big deal.
Let's test the system out. So go ahead, hit the lever, turn the lights off. I'll stay here because they'll form instantly, and we'll watch them fall in. Riveting, riveting. It's gonna happen. I hear a click. Look at it, instantly. 4 zombies right off the bat. Now see how they're being pushed off? Yes, that will kind of happen. No big deal.
I'm gonna go up and
they're trying to get to me. Ooh, there's a baby zombie. They're trying to get to me. While he's doing what he's doing.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Normally they wouldn't see me. Okay.
I'm gonna go outside and check it out there.
Now see,
Oh, it's
there they go up the elevator. See, look at that. All the way up the elevator, okay? So let's go see where they're coming down.
I gotta sleep.
Oh, okay, no problem. Okay, now, I have them drop 22 and a half blocks. If you drop 22 blocks, they're killed instantly. But because she wants to use this as a grinder, they're falling 22 and a half blocks, leaving them with just 1 hit left. So if you just punch them, they're going to die. Okay. And then their stuff will go in here. And of course, you saw that that's where the kelp comes from. Alright, so all I got to do is swing forward. And look at that. Sleeping edge would be really good. Now, there's a baby in there, but because of the way I have this block, he can't get the baby. Alright. I don't think
All
I
right,
can
we
up
got a
anything. Ooh, a piece of iron came out.
spot here, Dad, where they're coming out.
Are they? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because I got to fix that.
But
Okay,
they're not
so
being bothered by the
sunlight, which is
sunlight.
so let's go up here real quick, guys. Now, unfortunately, I was kind of hoping we were under the mountain, but it turns out we were actually in the river. So what I did here is I made this little like chute
Right.
kind of thing. All right. Yeah, because I had to get in there. So let's get this back into place. I can go here. You can go there. Give me the half slab. You can go there. So I made this nice little thing. Go ahead. Once you go on down, let the spawner work, and I can show the guys as you come up through this little glass elevator and watch them fall to their death. Let's go down the chute right there. So she kind of has a bit of a bridge that goes from her island to the mountain range. So.
I think it looks cool.
All right.
Watching the zombies go by.
Okay.
Now I go by over to where the they drop. They drop.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you're within range of the spawner, which is 16 blocks from the spawner itself, in a spherical formation. Believe it or not, it's not actually a box. For some reason, with the spawner, it's a spherical designation. So, you should hopefully start hearing them forming. Oh, there's one. Look at that. He came up. Look at that. And he's getting pushed. Bye bye. He goes. He's gonna go bye bye. Look at that. All right, guys. That's pretty much it. That's the whole spawner. Everything is working. Oh, we got a guy with a shovel.
Yep.
Guy with a shovel. And. Alright, guys. She's got her XP farm up and running. And that's pretty much it.
I got an iron ingot.
Yes, you did. So we got her set up with the old-fashioned smelter system. I love watching these guys fall. This is so funny. And we got her set up with a charcoal machine. And then, of course, we set her up with her mob XP farm here. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate all the support and everything. Y'all take care now. Bye.
Bye.